That means a third party has to stop him. And who could that possibly be? Well, that would be Optimus Prime's equal. What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is just a web series we're talking about Transformers last night. This is episode number 97. And I just want to ask you guys, do you guys hear that humming in the background? That is the sound of these fans. They're really loud, and they're blowing air all over my basement, and there's also a dehumidifier. And the reason why those are on right now is because my basement got flooded. This happened 2 days ago, and we got sub-zero temperatures going on, and then a pipe just burst, and then it just spewed out water, and I don't even know how long my basement was submerged in 3 inches of water for, but there's a lot of damage everywhere. It's a big job. The restoration guys were here, and we just had to move everything. It's a big nightmare, but at least this area did not get affected. For now, we don't know for sure, but yeah. That would suck if later on they find out that some of the water went underneath this flooring. This entire area would have to go. But anyways, that's why there's that humming, but the show must go on because there's a lot to talk about with regards to Transformers last night. You've seen the reaction video. You've seen the trailer analysis. Thank you so much for watching my reaction and trailer analysis. Now we got to talk about more stuff. And I just first want to say happy birthday to Austin Jam 02, Decepticon Albro, Jose Pena, and Aaliyah Bolin. Happy birthday to all y'all. Hope you have a good one. Thank you for being part of the Ragin Nation. So, the very first thing I'm going to talk about is this whole evil Optimus Prime theory. Of course, the big money shot or the big shocking moment in the Transformers Last Night trailer number 1 was, other than the fact that we saw Optimus Prime floating around in space in the middle of the trailer, but we saw Optimus Prime turn evil. He's got purple eyes, and he looks like he's about to stab Bumblebee with this this blade that comes out of his arm. Now, we get to see a number of things. First of all, the purple eyes. That was something that was teased in that very first photo of Optimus Prime's face as posted on Instagram by Michael Bay. And then I was just taking a closer look at the scene. And what you see here is that Bumblebee actually tries to stop Optimus's fist before the blade lands right into him, like before it actually stabs him. Now, of course, we already know that the next, the 6th installment in the Transformers live action franchise is a Bumblebee solo film, so we actually know that Bumblebee survives. However, we want to know how they go from that to a Bumblebee solo film. So he did survive, we just need to know how. And it looks like right after Optimus Prime tears off a couple of parts that go flying in the air from Bumblebee. Right before the blade hits Bumblebee, or is able to hit Bumblebee, Bumblebee actually uses his hand and actually grasps onto Optimus's fist. Thus, I'm pretty sure the next shot is actually the blade coming really close to Bumblebee's face. And we're supposed to have an ooh moment. You know what I'm saying? Either that or a third party stops Optimus Prime from killing Bumblebee. So it's either Bumblebee stops it himself or somebody else actually stops the blade from killing Bumblebee. So the big question is, if Bumblebee actually stops himself from being killed by Optimus, then you know, that's great. It's a very, very heroic moment, right? But then if he doesn't stop it, that means a third party has to stop him. And who could that possibly be? Well, that would be Optimus Prime's equal. Okay, because right now we have evil Optimus Prime, which I'm still going to call Nemesis Prime. And Optimus Prime's equal, well, that's Megatron. That's his brother-in-arms. Well, they were brothers back in Cybertron, but I guess that Megatron has to stop Optimus. Because you see in this scene where you see Optimus and, you see Megatron, and then you see another scene where Lennox is there. We actually see Lennox talking to Megatron. And what are they talking about? What could they possibly be talking about? Maybe he has to form a deal, make a negotiation that you're the only one that can stop Optimus. And this is, you know, this is Megatron's big chance to get his revenge against Optimus. So in some ways it satisfies Megatron's needs and also the greater good, which is stopping Optimus Prime from doing something even more evil. Now, why is he evil to begin with? Well, he's either possessed or he's got some kind of mind control thing going on, but at the end of it all, he can't help himself from doing what he's about to do. And because you hear him go, "Forgive me." So he has some sort of control, at least in his mind, but he physically can't control himself. So that happened, I believe, as a deal that was made with a higher, it's like a supreme being. Let's say the creators. To save Cybertron, he has to give up his spark and get replaced with an evil spark. I don't know, or they take his energon away and then he gets replaced with dark energon or something like that. In any case, I believe he made a deal with somebody, and then it ended up saving Cybertron. Cybertron probably didn't get saved 100% because somehow it came to Earth. But anyways, I don't know the whole story about that, but it's a pretty big deal, okay? Anyways, the next thing I want to talk a little bit more in depth about is a very, very specific scene. It's a very specific shot, and it's this guy. Who is this guy? I've already mentioned in my trailer analysis review that I don't believe it's any of the 5 Autobots. Of course, it's not Bumblebee, it's not Hound, it's not Drift, it's not Crosshair, it's not, who am I missing? Drift, Crosshairs, Hound, Bumblebee. It's not it's not any of those guys. And then there are the 3 English Autobots. Hot Rod, we already know what he looks like. The McLaren is red. I don't see any red on him. And the Aston Martin's silver. I don't see any silver on him. So who could this possibly be? Now in the trailer analysis, I said it's the Junkion, the one with all the junk on his back. It's like a truck that has all kinds of junk stuck to it. That's not any normal human-driven truck. That's like some kind of weird junk Cybertronian, like a Junkion, right? But I'm looking at this, and I'm just looking for like little details. The shoulders look like they could be tank treads. It just looks like it could be tank treads. You know, that's something that is like, it just feels very, very obvious, but at the same time, we don't want to be too obvious, right? So if it really is tank treads, then that means that this is a Cybertronian that existed during World War II or World War I, whichever, right? It existed during the 1940s, okay? Another thing that I feel that is the reason why it could be an earlier Cybertronian, a Cybertronian that existed in the 1940s, is because the face design is very, very simple. Like, if you look at any of the face designs in any of the Autobots in the past, it's very, very complex. This is a lot more refined. It's round. It's got the shape of a human face. It's got the eyes, the lips, and the face doesn't look anything like Ironhide, for example, or Ratchet. Their faces are very, very busy. There's just a lot of stuff going on there. But here, it's a very, very simple looking face. It's got I believe the whole thing is supposed to actually be yellow, but due to all this weathering and battle scars, like the yellow paint is wearing off and revealing the silver. So I think that this is definitely a character that is a Cybertronian that existed during the earlier times. That's what I'm thinking. Who he is, I don't know, but it's possible that his role could be completely insignificant, as in he's just like somebody that's meant to die. All right. Now, of course, prior to the release of the trailer, there was that teaser for the trailer, and it showed 2 very peculiar shots, and one of them is this head sculpt, and the second is this giant sculpting of a knight. Okay, so let's take a look at this head sculpt first. It reminds me a lot of Ironhide. Ironhide has a very, very similar looking face, and of course I don't believe this is Ironhide at all. I believe that it does retain a lot of the same facial designs as Ironhide. It's definitely inspired by Ironhide, but I still feel that this, just like the previous character that I looked at, is a character from World War II, and it's mainly because of the paint job and the type of weathering that it's got on. It makes it look like it's this could be the color of, like, you know, these mustard yellow colors that were from the World War II vehicles. Because a lot of these German tanks and a lot of yeah, I think a lot of German vehicles actually had a lot of mustard yellow or really, really light brown, like earth tan, desert tan paint jobs on them. And this is a very similar thing. So I'm just thinking that this head sculpt, along with the other character, they belong during the 1940s. Like they existed during that time. I don't believe that they're modern Autobots that we will see in the main story that takes place in modern times. So that's my theory. The next one I want to talk about is these knights, or this knight rather. This is a sculpting of a knight, and this is a huge, huge, huge statue. Now this is a knight of a Cybertronian. Like they at some point in time during the Cybertronian history, they worshipped the knights. The knights were, I don't know the full concept of who and what the knights are supposed to be, but they are at least a more elite type of warriors. They're elite type of warriors, and I guess they're worshipped in some kind of way because they worship them enough to actually create large statues for them. And this will, I think this will be something that will exist inside a castle. Maybe either the humans built it to worship them, or like show it's like a symbol of superiority or something like that. But this is definitely a symbol, or rather a sculpture for Cybertronian Knights. And this is actually a concept that was already introduced in Transformers Age of Extinction. In Lockdown's Night Ship, we saw the Knights Temenos, where we get to see the statues, right? We got to see statues of the Knights, and I want to show you some of the concept art from Transformers Age of Extinction, where you see these Knights. Check this out. They call this the Dark Knight Cell. All right, it's definitely a concept that ended up in Age of Extinction. So we're going to see a little bit more of that. We're going to explore more of the Knight concept in Cybertronian history. Now, take a look at this. This is Silver Knight Optimus Prime. This is Optimus Knight. This is also a concept. And then we have another Knight. This is by concept artist Josh Neesey. This is very, very similar looking to that sculpt that we saw. And it's all silver. All right, so the Cybertronians definitely had their little medieval moment. Here's Knight number 4, another different type of design, and this is the Black Knight, and it has it shares a similar kind of a head sculpt to Optimus Prime, but really not quite. I think it's actually supposed to be something completely different. But yeah, the here are the Knights. These are all very, very interesting designs, and it looks like that aspect of Transformers Age of Extinction is carrying over to Transformers Last Night. Thus, the title, Transformers Last Night, and thus taking place in medieval times, alright? So that's very, very interesting. Now, speaking of Optimus Prime, of course, we were teased photos of a new Optimus Prime toy. We've seen the leader class in Age of Extinction. We've seen a deluxe class, but then there's a Voyager class of the Knight version of Optimus Prime, and here it is. This is our first look at a first official look, rather, because Hasbro posted a video that's called Optimus Prime 10 Years of Evolution since 2007, the very, very first Transformers live-action version movie Prime. Well, this is the Voyager class Optimus Prime, and this is our first look at it. And it's got a lot of blue, it's got a lot of dark gray, it's even got metallic blue and metallic red, but it's definitely something new, because we've seen the leader, we've seen the deluxe, now we're getting a Voyager. The only Voyager in Age of Extinction that we got of Optimus Prime was the Evasion mode, but now we got the Night mode, the Western Star mode, so this is going to be something different. Now, moving on, talking a little bit more about Optimus Prime, a lot of people, of course, are waiting for more products to be shown of the toys. Well, so far we got that, and of course we got the voice-changing helmet, which we've seen before, but I want you to go over to the Instagram account of Adam Glam. Why don't you click follow, because he's been posting some really cool artwork and also more photos of that Optimus Prime voice helmet changer on his Instagram account. Let's take a look at some of these photos. Well, now this is the official photo. You see it's got a lot of silver on it, more silver than blue. And now here's a photo of what it would look like as it is worn by a person, right? Once again, like I said before, a lot of silver. There's a lot of silver on that. Very, very minimal blue. Definitely no red. The red color is very, very non-existent on that. Now here's what it looks like in the package. Check that out. This is the packaging for the Optimus Prime helmet. Pretty cool. I'd say that it's you know, something that I might even pick up. And while we're looking at that, let's just take a little closer look on that Optimus artwork. That CG rendered artwork on the packaging. Also very, very cool. All right, now with regards to the filming of Transformers last night, obviously they wrapped up filming, but we never really officially knew when. They were filming, and then more like less and less news started to appear about the filming of Transformers last night. They ended up at Universal backlot or Paramount Studios backlot, and then we didn't hear anything about it after that. So it just slowly died down. The news was just dwindling. All right, but then they ended up doing it was either reshoots or they went to shoot a few more scenes. Michael Bay posted an Instagram photo where it says "Going to Work Life." All right, and then you see it's a video of him going on board is this a Blackhawk, Sikorsky Blackhawk, and they're making their way to the USS Carl Vinson, and we know this because if you head over to the Twitter account of Josh Duhamel, who plays Captain Lennox, he tweets, I wish I'm actually in San Diego on the USS Carl Vinson filming at Transformers. So what is the USS Carl Vinson? Well, the USS Carl Vinson is a Nimitz-class supercarrier, which is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. So they're going to be doing, or rather they did some filming on an aircraft carrier. Now, we've seen shots of aircraft carriers in previous Transformers films, but I think that this is going to be a major scene, considering that one of the biggest stars of the film, like one of the main characters in the film are actually on the ship. You know what I'm saying? So that's a pretty big deal. And you know, with Josh Duhamel's character Captain Lennox being a part of the TRF team, he will be interacting with the naval crew members. So that's something that we can think about what is going to happen in that scene. So very interesting. So anyways, there you have it. Last thing I'm going to do for this video is actually talk about, or rather do shoutouts. I mentioned that if you retweeted my video, my trailer reaction, or shared it on Facebook, I would give you a shout out randomly. So shoutouts go out to Nicholas Walsh, Jesse Raffled, I think, Joshua Wallow, Caleb Borgoyne, Aaron Chalice, Film King Productions, Tipu Chada, Ryan D. Wheelsman, Spartan 5848, Lakers Fan 16, and Bernardo Arguelles. Thank you so much for sharing my videos. I really appreciate all your support. Now, the last shout out I want to give out to is the crew of Wet Movement. Wet Movement is actually a brand, a t-shirt brand that the wonderful crew of Wet Movement put together. Zach and Gerald, I met them at a toy show that happened in Vancouver last weekend, and then they're two really nice guys, and they showed me what they're all about. And what it is that they were promoting their brand. It's a t-shirt brand, and it's called Wet Movement. And what it really is about is a showcasing passion for creativity. For example, if you love Pokemon, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, video games, they have those things that you love put into their t-shirts. So anyways, if you want to look at more details about it, head over to their social media accounts. They got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Look at it, give them some support, give them a follow, and see what they're all about. And anyways, that's just something that I would like to spread love for these wonderful people. Anyways, that's all I got to say in this episode. What do you guys think about the Optimus Prime theory? One thing I forgot to mention about the Optimus Prime theory is that if you look at the side of his face, a little bit of it is red. So that could either be battle damage, or that could be something that is a representation of his evil side, because like it shows that it's got like a little bit of red on him, and that's an unusual color to see a little bit of on his face, because it's mainly silver and blue, right? So That could mean, I don't know, like acid scarring or something like that. Maybe that's something like a battle wound that the creators did to him once they infected his brain and turned his eyes into purple. So that could be what happened. But anyways, what do you guys think has happened to Optimus Prime? Let me know in the comment section below. And do you believe that those two heads that I showed you guys, that one shot of that crawling Autobot and that head from the behind the scenes photo, do you think those guys could be from World War II? Who do you think they could be? Let me know in the comment section below. And there's way more videos coming out for Transformers 5, so make sure you stay subscribed. And you know what? I'm going to try to do a contest. I'm going to try to do a contest in the next video. Stay tuned and win some prizes, all right? And also thank you to everybody that supported me by purchasing a Ragin Nation VIP t-shirt, badge, combo package. If you purchase one by Wednesday, it'll most likely get there by Christmas, all right? Promotional price happening right now by the end of the month, and links are in the description box below. Extra large t-shirts are all I have. And that's all I got to say in this episode. As always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace. Whatever the heck it is, a lot of people said, oh, it's Unicron because it's a planet-sized thing, or it's Cybertron because, after all, maybe